But this is just the agenda.
It's 5:30. Let's just roll.
We'll do it, then we'll sign it afterwards. Missing anybody?
Yeah, we're missing somebody.
I don't know. Let's see what we got here.
Jack.
All right, we're going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And we will stand, and Bedford, if you'll lead us in flag
I will.
invocation, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pray with me. Heavenly Father, please bless us as we gather here today and help us make good decisions that will benefit all of Mount Pleasant. We ask you to do these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Philip, you want to do roll call?
Ms. McWilliams,
Here.
Ms. Knowles,
Present.
Mr. Smith,
Here.
Ms. Pepe,
Here.
Mr. Patton,
Good.
Ms. Arnold.
Here.
All members are present.
Okay.
Everyone should have a copy of last month's meeting. If you want to read through, make sure everything's correct.
We don't. This is the
That's what
agenda.
we're saying. We have
This
the
is just the
agenda,
agenda.
not the meetings, not the minutes.
Yeah. They were emailed to us, but we don't have a hard copy in front of us.
Did you guys have a chance to review?
We did.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes that were emailed to us.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we'll keep going. All right, update on the status of the bathrooms at Aramons Park.
Yeah, I'll take this. I apologize for the clerical error. Three
Yeah.
people reviewed this. It says statutes. So we do have the plans back. It should be run in the paper by Friday, and we're gonna open bids. Hopefully we receive some bids February 12th at 1 p.m. So it'll be on the agenda for you guys to review next month, and also the commission if we receive bids in February.
Okay.
So finally, that was from day one. It was one of my goals, and it's January. So 7 months later, we finally got plans and bid now.
Okay. All right, update on where we are with the CCF grant.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to step up here so I can go through this. I emailed this to all the elected officials. So this is just a brief overview, high level, because this is a concept design. We'll receive the grant. We still have to sign the contracts with the state. It should be anywhere from January, February, March, something in there. Once that happens, we'll go to full design on that. That'll take several months, and then of course bidding out and then the work. One of the main reasons I want to spend just a little bit of time tonight going through this is it's a concept of it. There's a few things in there I don't personally like, but like get feedback on that. And we don't have to do that tonight. I just want you to see it for the first time, and we will get this emailed out to you so you can review, have more time to review it. I'll start with so this was a $2.2 million grant. 1.8 is a grant, and roughly 200,000 is city funds. This is basically the categories, and they're very broad at this point, but general requirements, that's a lot of the grant. I don't know what that is yet, but 120,000. Demolition, 55,000. Concrete, 20. Masonry, 47.5. Woods and plastics, 35.5. Thermal moisture protection, I do believe that is the roof.
I
do
would believe
that's the
that.
roof that we are replacing.
That price tag, I would hope that's through.
Openings, I don't know what that is, 80,000. Finishes, 522,000. I do believe it has doors in that as well. All the doors, I do believe. Specialties, your guess is as good as mine, 35,000. Furnishings, 95,000. Food range, 12.5. Refrigerator, and so on and so on. Computer lab, 18,000.
And all those are included above, it says. So all those individual
Okay.
price tags were included in one of those bigger numbers.
Thanks, Pepper. And then just keep scrolling, and there are so 1.8, and then there's contingencies as well of 114. So there's a lot of leeway in this. What I'll do now is go down to the actual drawing itself. There's the total, 2.2. And I was kind of, give me just a second so I can scroll in and out. I'll kind of give the overview first and then we'll zoom in if you would like. I may not be able to do that because I can hardly see it from here. I'll kind of come over and point out.
Okay.
So starting with the big side,
West Hall?
yes, West Hall, they proposing making this a commercial kitchen as is. I don't necessarily like that idea, but we can talk more about it. And then they scroll back up just a little bit. The West Hall, as you can see the divider lines, what they're talking about wanting to do is not necessarily keeping it wide open, but these will be dividers. Be able to divide off
Chunks of the
here,
room.
here. One of the things that I look at that, there's nothing wrong with that, and that maybe keeps a wide open space, but I feel like we could get more storage or something in this with a lot of the contingencies that we have and all that. But this again is very high level, and that's just a template to go by.
So next to the kitchen, Philip, is that there? Like where they had the small rooms, kitchen, that's still a air conditioner room? That the box next to it still be the air conditioner room and then still 2 storage closets?
My thought, and this may not be the best thought, but my thing was that we have a community center and we need to decide if it's a community center or a rental venue. I truly believe it should be a community center.
do too.
Me, I don't have a lot of leeway on this. It's, up to you guys and elected officials, but I almost wanted to look at this as a community room inside of the community center. So small enough for 50 to 100 people. And then you also have this for rec or whatever. But if we do that, then we're taking away some of the bigger things, like I know that we're proud of, like daddy and daughter dance, or even maybe the prom.
Yeah.
So that may not be the best idea, but just something for you guys to think about as we move forward with full design.
Go back to your kitchen thing for a minute. Why is there a thing for a commercial kitchen?
So we had 3, and you'll be able to read through this, and I'll send you the whole packet. We had to meet criteria of the grant. So the main priority is connected facilities, so fiber, internet. And then we had the workforce development, education, and can you help me with the other one?
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness. So one of the aspects, kitchen classes or just kitchen in general, commercial kitchen, so
Like-
that's part of it.
Online cooking classes, for part of the, health and wellness.
But if you
and,
put a commercial kitchen in there
broadband.
for people to use that, they're gonna have to be trained.
That's why I didn't like the idea of being on that side.
I thought, because you're not just gonna be able to go in and have a cooking class unless that person
That's not,
is
space is
trained.
not big enough for that.
I don't think so
That
either.
space is not really big enough for that.
I agree. And that's why I said I didn't necessarily like that, and I said it so.
But it needs to have a kitchen facility that's actually usable.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, we have the opportunity to have, the suppression system and everything that come along so that we can have a stove back there.
but a commercial kitchen, like anybody that uses that would have to be safe serve trained.
Yeah.
And your average person in the community that needs to use the community center is not going to
No.
be.
I wouldn't want them in there then. You wouldn't want the average person in there if you have that kind of kitchen. Then you'd be like, no, it's
But
kind of
then
off
it's,
limits.
then it's only gonna be used by 3 people,
Yeah.
which is pointless.
Again, I'll send you the criteria of the
Yeah.
grant, so that's the criteria we have to meet.
So
Maybe
commercial
we could-
kitchen's part of the criteria. It has to have.
No, we're trying to meet that, so that's in the high level view of what we got here.
So maybe we could brainstorm on another way to meet that criteria without,
So I'll,
Is that part of the health and wellness? Is that where we're going with the commercial kitchen?
in education. The biggest thing with this, we don't want to lose any of the we want more services bid for the community, but with the senior program, we want them there, the Boys and Girls Club, we want them there. So this may be incorporated into, like now, even with the seniors, they don't have meals anymore because they can't get it to them. So being able to use that in a couple of different ways. I agree with you, I 100%. I don't necessarily like it over there, but we have that other side that could be incorporated, maybe. That way we're not renting that to people to use a commercial kitchen. We actually use it in another avenue for what it's intended to do. So when I first started, I said I didn't necessarily like it being over there because of that reason, because I know what they would turn into, a rental venue for the commercial kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I agree, Philip.
Kind of moved to the middle. One of the things I don't really care for in this design, so we're in the foyer area now. they had talked about taking the,
They squared it up.
are y'all able to still see if I do that? Okay. So keeping the spin room there that we got a grant several years back, I think that may could be utilized in another portion, like a rec center type. They wanted to take the seniors from here and move to where Alicia's office is now. I don't necessarily like that either. And then they were wanting to add an extension to the TCAT classroom where the seniors' office is now, and then make one office for Alicia here, whoever occupies that. One thing I need to get with TCAT, I know at Columbia State, they're going through this big expansion, a big hub for that. I don't know how much longer. They may be here from now on, but then again, that doesn't make sense. They're going to keep this here, but 5 minutes.
I was
up the
told
road,
they were going to build a
campus.
big facility.
Right, so I feel like this could be incorporated either over here with another room, because they've done the same thing here. They want to put in dividers. So the seniors' room or the Boys and Girls Club or something, we take this area and maybe design that way. And then we get back over here and then we keep in our office spaces or whatever, what have you, other than one.
The seniors liked it when they were in the spin room, to be quite honest with you, because it had a exit door. You know, and that was the thing. They had the ability to go in and out of their room without coming through the center. And whenever Thomas relocated them, that was, if I understood, their biggest complaint was that door.
Good point. I think one of the other things here, when we look at this, storage is an issue. Like, we don't have storage, so I think some of this space can be incorporated for Boys and Girls Club, for seniors, for the city, storage, and maybe, if we don't do community room within the community room and we keep a divider, but maybe we do look at this standpoint, because there's a lot of contingencies, there's a lot of things to work with here. This becomes a true community center side with rec, with whatever it may have you. So just keep that in mind as we work through and go through design. Moving back to the middle, you can see here they put in a computer lab in the middle of the foyer. So taking that area, computer lab, and then here the Murray Regional Exam room, as far as waiting and being able to do whatever that looks like as well. So I don't know if it's not probably going to be staffed all the time, but it's there and it's part of the grant to be able to utilize nurses or doctors or what have you.
I love
for
that.
this. Yeah, I think that's a good thing
That is
there.
it.
Miss Diane was just talking about seeing if she could get like a nurse or a nurse practitioner to come down like once a month to visit with the people to, you know, check them out and all that stuff.
They kind of do that in Columbia for the senior center.
Yeah.
They
I
do.
mean, that's a different story altogether, though.
Yeah. One thing, so I really like what they've done here.
I do too.
I
That's so much wasted
think that needs to
space.
be re-looked at a little bit. I don't like this at all. So they've got about $30,000 in picnic tables and chairs right out back. I think this fence has been moved,
It has been. It looks like that's gone on to the school property.
and then we are in a walking trail and everything else that people utilize.
Yeah.
One thing I did, I promised you guys I would look into it, as far as signage. I think we can probably do this as a grant. We looked at the zoning. I don't know where we got that information, but it can happen.
Good.
There's no reason
We can have the running signage if they want,
So
okay.
digital sign.
digital sign. It even calls out in our zoning text about different hours where you have to turn it off and all that stuff. We can definitely do that. It has to be a certain size, but just misinformation, I guess, in the past on that. But that can't happen.
Well,
That's
the call board is
fantastic.
actually pointed down the last time that he came. And I told him that I would try to see what other method we could get, but they were saying because it was residential, but it really was not facing anybody.
Yeah. I went to Wayne Chris and we looked it up and we talked through it, and there's no, we wouldn't need any type of variance as long as we're not violating the size requirements. So it should fit. So I say all this for you to look at it, and you will get an email and just break it down and look at it and see what your thoughts are. But I like a lot of the things they're trying to do here. And a lot of things we have to do for
Did they
the,
put those picnic tables over by the splash pad? Is that possible since the splash pad's connected to the community center too?
maybe. I don't know the answer to that, but maybe. That may not
That
be a
would be a
bad
good
thought.
place.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of money right there that I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But looking at some of this, I I like this, I like this. Yeah, maybe that over there. I don't, no, I'm with y'all off the bat. No commercial kitchen here. Just update this the way it is. It needs updating. But maybe we come over here and we put it from a community aspect. That's not a rental venue over here whatsoever. It's community rec or seniors program, Boys and Girls Club, or just education in general.
Is there anything in this about doing away with the knee-deep water that gathers at the corner of the parking lot? Just wondering.
That's a good idea.
That's called design flaw 20 years ago.
Well, I thought there was any way to fix that while we're in the middle of this. Is there any way to fix
Good
that?
call, I'll ask.
We,
But
you know,
maybe.
there's actually
Is it-
was a discussion back with about how right there where that water holds, it just needs to be a drain.
There needs to be something, because it's going to ruin everything while it sits there, you know?
It
And now-
needs to be a drain that goes out to the ditch.
I'll put Haywood on the spot a little bit. I know that fiber's got to come into the building. I don't know if that's an underground or above ground, and it depends on where it comes in. So maybe.
Make it get fixed right that way.
Haywood?
Yeah, I don't know where the
Yeah.
current service comes in, because the fiber will follow the same route, but, I haven't looked to see if it's overhead or underground, to be honest.
I think the biggest thing with this, you just remember this is very high level. We paid, I can't remember, $3,000-$4,000 just to get this and get the engineer or the architect to look at it. How can we meet the criteria of the grant? So this
Right.
is nothing set in stone. I like about half of this. So once we sign contract and we go into full design, a lot of input.
I'm
But
just glad that we're taking care of the building.
yeah.
That's so important, man.
But I wanted to put it in in front of you guys now to have the time for you guys to kind of look at it. What do you like to see? And ultimately, we'll send it to the full commission and they'll approve whatever design.
Oh, it's lovely.
Good stuff in here, but there's some stuff that don't. Right?
So TCAT needs the additional space perhaps, but if you found out that TCAT didn't require that space, would we be able to retain that space again and utilize it for something different? Because additional gym equipment and stuff like that was always a big request. At one time, there was some gym equipment up there, I was told.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think as long as we're hitting the criteria, we may be hitting it in a couple of different ways here, but we've got to hit that criteria. I think the options are there for us to do. Out of the $2.2 million, I know about $800,000 is roof and doors, which will alleviate a lot of the water issues we're having
In the building, because it rains in the building sometimes.
Yeah, so that helps a lot. So
With
technically,
the touch-ups that they did, or the cleanup and just the simple repairs that they did this past year, that took a lot of the leakage away from the roof. There are still a couple of spots that if it rains really heavy, they'll leak, but most of it now is coming in around the doors.
Yeah.
So that's just a big issue that we've had.
And they've tried all
Day
kind of
one.
things to fix those doors, Philip.
From day one.
I
Yeah.
mean, Bobby's putting strips and all kind of stuff on it. It just keeps coming in.
We had someone come out and give us an estimate, and he gave us some cost-effective ways to possibly try and fix the leaks around the doors. So we had talked about trying those before we replace the doors. But
and I went back to this point, and it's because this comes from my background of 24 years in fire service. So they have $190,000 for sprinkler engineering design. There is no design because there's no structure being built. Sprinkler system's already in the place. So there's a lot of contingency here.
Yeah.
Now it will, if you do a full suppression kitchen and hood, you're probably looking at $80,000 to $100,000, but not $190,000. So I say all that to say is that I think there's a lot of room to be able to hit the criteria and do the things that we would like to see as well,
Good.
Yeah.
as collectively as a group.
Sounds great.
I will get it to Alicia and make sure y'all get everything that's grant related. There's a lot of documents, but and just look through it and we'll come back to it. It may be a month or so, but once the contracts are signed, we go into full design, get feedback for that.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you, Philip.
All right, update on shelter dedication at Gardenia.
the Gardenia,
Shelter
Shelter.
dedication.
Yes, last meeting, I remember that, and I'm glad it was suggestion to put it off until spring. We finally got a clear picture, from the museum, trying to get that to Williams, Mr. John Williams, to, actually see if he can use that. So it's still being in process. Apologize.
All right, breakfast with Santa.
Breakfast with Santa went really well. We had a big turnout.
Y'all did.
Lots of kids, lots of pancakes, lots of pictures.
Good.
Like the parents,
Did you have enough help?
yeah. Yes, I did. The fire department showed up. Philip, the mayor, Miss Willie came, stopped by for a little bit. But Victoria and the Victorias, we have two now, and they were wonderful. So Ted and the fire department flipped pancakes, and everybody else just kind of filled in as needed, and it ran smoothly, and we didn't have any issues.
Good.
So
I heard nothing but good things about it.
yeah, it was really a
We were
great
slow at the
event.
bank, if it makes any difference. We were really slow there then.
Okay, special reports from other city departments or committees. Do we have any?
That's usually Philip.
Yeah, there's nobody here.
We'll skip it and come back. to
Okay.
that. Discussion of upcoming movie night event.
Did you decide which one, Alicia?
Movie
Which
night?
movie?
I'm looking at the Orion in the Dark, and the Dark. It seems kind of like a in out movie, like with the feelings and their little characters. Well, the
Inside
Dark
Out.
had characters. So I think it'll be really. It's about a little boy trying to figure out who's afraid of the dark, and the dark is trying to not get, to make him not be afraid anymore. So I think it's going to be a really cute movie. I talked to VLS Services. They're donating pizza.
Awesome.
So we're getting 10 pizzas that night from Pizza Place. So we'll have pizzas, some drinks, popcorn. We have coffee and hot cocoa left over from breakfast, and we can throw that in there if the adults want that.
I advise you to post that on Facebook. 'Cause
Yes,
Love that.
No.
We got free pizza.
yes.
We'll have
Out
pizza.
there.
I've got with
It's on Facebook.
I put the event out.
Does it say free pizza?
Yep. I did the flyer.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't do Facebook.
Mr. Stacy, I reached out to him, and he was going to send it through
The process.
and get it approved. So it should be going out.
Good. First
And I
come,
even
first
talked to
serve.
the Boys and Girls Club about promotion. They've switched not directors, but over the Mount Pleasant section. They've switched people. And he came and talked to me yesterday.
Okay.
So I told him about Mr. Stacy and about advertisement for that. They're going to do some volunteer work for some of our events to kind of set up and advertise themselves
Good.
and stuff like that. And I told them they were more than welcome.
Great. Philip,
Works best around here
we
that way.
skipped over number 6 since you stepped out for a second. We didn't know if you had any special reports.
Yes, so talking to the mayor today, he suggested that you guys submit 2 names to him to fill the vacant position on the Parks Board. So this up to you guys if you would like to submit any names.
I got one.
Yes, sir.
Katrina Holt.
Sabrina
Katrina Holt.
Holt.
Yeah, Holt.
And Jackie Granberry.
Is there any others?
First, I will say this, the desire to want to be a part is the most important, because then they not only show up to the meetings, but then they show up to help with other stuff. So I haven't had anybody voice any interest personally. So I don't have anybody else. I don't want to recommend anybody blindly,
Okay.
I got some people I'll throw under the bus if you want me to.
I will have it on our full commission agenda this month.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay. All right, discuss February's events. Daddy-daughter dance.
Daddy-daughter dance is always our biggest event. Last year, there was probably 300 plus kids with dads in that building. And they were still coming in like 30 minutes before the event was over. So volunteers are welcome and needed. So if you are there, if you can make it, please,
What are the times for both the movie night and for the daddy?
ma'am.
The times that you want us there? For
For
movie night
this
and
event,
that.
we usually start at like 5,
What the daddy daughter dance?
daddy-daughter, 5 to 7.
Uh-huh.
So we would get there about 4. I usually set up on Fridays with all the tables and decorations, and then we just come in and set up the food table and the photography station out front.
And that's on the
Yeah, and I'll do DJ
date?
for you, of
The
course.
15th.
15th.
February the 15th.
Okay, I'll take care of your food table.
You're gonna grab a snack.
Yeah, I'll provide the food
Okay.
and the drinks, punch, water.
Okay.
I'll help. I mean, I'll be there to DJ and help.
For DJ.
I'll set up your lights and stuff. So I was just gonna make a request because we got a little bit of, somebody gave us something last year too, but you know, the Christmas lights that project stuff and any kind of lights that anybody has extra. I know Christmas was just over. If you haven't packed anything away and you'd like to donate something to me, I'm glad to have any laser lights and stuff like that because we have a full-on disco for the
Yeah.
daddy-daughter dance.
The kids love every minute of it
Yeah.
too.
Can I
So-
bring stuff over there the day before? That'd be okay?
The
Yeah.
Friday before.
The movie night, what time?
What time for movie night?
Movie night. Let me pull up that flyer.
I think it was.
At 5.
Okay.
So I figure if we get there about 4, that'll give us time to start popcorn. I have pizza coming at like 4:30 because people will start coming in about that time. We'll get everything set up. We usually don't do a screen. We just put it on the wall. So it should be simple. Just set up the projector and the speakers.
So what day is that? What date?
The 18th.
18.
Do we have plates, napkins? Do I need to pick that up too? Do we have any plates, napkins? Plates, napkins?
We have plates from leftover from the breakfast. So we have plates and cups. So we don't need those.
Okay.
We have plates, cups, napkins.
Tablecloths?
Yeah, we should be good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just checking. Okay. All right, anything else on the daddy-daughter dance?
No, ma'am. I think we have the only thing that we'll need is the food, drinks,
I got you.
tablecloth, and I can go buy those at the dollar store.
What color, how are you decorating?
Pink and white, pink and
We have
red.
the decorations in the closet that we usually
Okay.
use. So, and we have several backdrops that we can just
Serving trays to
recycle.
put food on, or do I
We'll
need to
just never
bring those?
use Orbeez again,
Yeah.
ever.
You have serving trays, put food on?
Mm.
Okay,
Terrible.
all right. I got you. All right, the next part's general comments from citizens. Do we have anybody? Comment?
Didn't see so.
Okay. You got anything else?
I have nothing.
All right, then we will accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right.
Y'all stay warm. Be safe.
Get ready for the snow.
Yes, yes, yes.